Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Happy Hour, part of the family of shows on the podcast network itsneworleans.com. I'm Graham DePonte, sitting in for the irreplaceable Grant Morris. In the next 60 minutes, you'll get to meet just 3 of the many thousands of fascinating people who live in New Orleans, and you'll get to hear some live music. At the end of the show, you might conclude New Orleans is a great city where people love to talk, have fun, and enjoy great music. But you probably know that already. So let's just get right on with doing nothing but enjoying the next 60 minutes of Happy Hour together. Sitting around the table with me at the beautiful Casa Borrega is Brad Bohannon, co-owner of Spirits on Bourbon. Brad is a Waynesville, Missouri native and came to New Orleans to see if the love of his life, Arita, a native New Orleanian, would be his bride. She said yes, and the rest is history. His life has never been the same. Just ask him. He'll tell you all about it. Brad graduated with a Bachelor's of Art in Criminal Justice. That sounds interesting. It sounds like we might have to talk about that, Brad. He is the owner of many businesses, including Turtle Bay on Decatur, Tavern on Vets, Spirits on Bourbon, Bohannon Heibner Publishing. Brad is the voice of Spirits, but prefers to think of himself as the personality of Spirits. Well, we'll see about that. I also have Larisa Gray, a teacher at Lusher with a performing arts background. She is also a 12-year member of the New Orleans Pussyfooters, an organization committed to empowering women through service and volunteer work. Larisa has taken on various leadership roles within the Pussyfooters organization, including dance captain, fundraiser, board president, and chair of the Blush Ball Committee. And Larisa, the Blush Ball is the annual benefit for Metro Center for Women and Children?
That's correct.
And are you cheering it up this year?
I am.
All right, why don't you tell us when it's going to be?
Saturday, January the 18th, and you can go to pussyfooters.org to buy your tickets or find out anything you'd like to know about our service mission.
Where?
Very
loud.
No, that's all right. At the Cannery, a beautiful new venue that's really just starting to pop a little bit. With
Is that where the
events.
can company is?
It's the gorgeous space behind the can loft
right.
building.
That'll be great.
It's going to be a great party.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, you can tell us more about that as
sure.
well. Our music guest today, very excited to have John Roninger, a truly unique slice of American songwriting, blending New Orleans style jazz and blues with folk storytelling. Touring internationally since 2003, his record Charmed Life saw regular spins on BBC, BBC Wales, and BBC Scotland, and nationally broadcast Radio Amsterdam. His 2010 release Someone Else and the 2007 release Charmed Life have placements on HGTV, Platinum Babies, and the theme song for UK-based company Bedford for Beds. Roninger's song Redneck Riviera has been licensed for a 2012 full-length feature film called Island of Fantasy. Was that released already?
Someone needs to update that.
Yeah, that's already been released,
yeah,
huh?
It was released, and we got the little IMBD or whatever it is, the little list of
Yeah.
I'm on a soundtrack.
Who was
figure.
in that? Who was in that movie?
No clue.
No. Did you see that movie, John?
No, I've never seen it.
Right.
I'm still waiting for my check.
His latest projects, Nola Rolls and Dirty Gypsy, showcase the timeless quality of a seasoned songwriter and the unique musical style that only a New Orleans native could produce. Awesome. Oh, and also selected for 2011, 2012, and 2013 French Quarter Festival, and the 2011, 2012, and 2013 Key West Songwriters Festival.
Yeah, how about
awesome.
that?
You've played
Lots of places. You don't have to list them. It's too many.
I'm not. It's too many to even contemplate.
Big time.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm really excited to have you guys here. I wanted to ask Brad. The reason that I found you for this show is you'd placed in the New York Television Festival as a semifinalist in the annual A&E Unscripted Development Pipeline. And was your show about your bar?
Yeah, it's kind of about us, our daily lives in the bar and how we kind of clown it up. It's been featured on a couple episodes on Spike TV already, and we were getting a great response from it, and people are coming in all the day kind of check us out. So I met some film students from around here, and I said, let's shoot us a pilot for this show, a sizzle reel. And not knowing any better, being naive my whole life on everything we could do, we sent it out there. Next thing you know, A&E's calling us. And
so what's the premise?
It's just a reality show about the bar being on Bourbon Street. That's the one that we sent out there, and we just stuff that we see every day. People in Iowa thinks it was a big deal. It's It's normal. So we just kind of go on and just kind of clown it up and have show our everyday life, kind of show we're not the swamp people. We're Bourbon Street people, and everybody's on vacation having a good time. So we just show it. We just do what we do, and it's not scripted, and we just went for it.
And how many episodes have you shot?
We haven't shot. We shot the sizzle reel for that, and then what happened is the festival called us, and so we got down to 20 people, 20 shows, and then we started getting calls from Hollywood. So then we started negotiating a deal with a huge producer, and my wife just texted me when I came in here with the contracts on the desk, and we'll start shooting in January.
That is great. So your club can be like on one of those Hollywood NOLA tours.
Yep. Yeah.
Only, right?
No, it's already on there. It's already on there.
Tour,
It's been on a couple episodes on Spike TV, and it's just been a lot of fun doing it, and we're just excited about it because the people that we're working with are just phenomenal, and it's great, and we'll be able to show New Orleans in a different light.
Yeah, well, speaking of a different light, Larisa, you are a pussyfooter.
I am.
You are no stranger to Bourbon Street, I gather.
am no stranger to Bourbon Street or the many streets on which you might find Mardi Gras parade.
Have you been to Brad's Bar? Have you been to Spirits on
I
Bourbon?
have not, but I am making several mental notes of pubs I need to visit soon.
You got to come try it out. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't take it too serious.
Well, listen, soon enough, the Pussyfooters are going to hit the streets and start selling tickets to our event and raffle tickets related to our event. And we might like to come dressed in our pink glittery finest and sell some tickets at your bar. So you might find us there.
Let's do it.
This is Kismet. We'll put this together right now.
Yeah.
So tell us about Pussyfooters. It's not just for fun, right?
It's not.
It's definitely fun.
It is
I know a
fun.
lot of ladies in that organization, and they are always doing something.
Yep.
There's
Always.
an event. It seems like there's an event every weekend.
There is. And sometimes twice a weekend.
Wow.
But we're over 100 members strong, so we don't have trouble meeting the requests of anybody that might invite us to come in and volunteer at their event, provide eye candy for their event, or help out or promote their event. We have a lot of members who are very networked, very connected in the city, and it's easy for us to show up in numbers and get some good work done.
So, what is it that you do? How do you perform for these events? You guys are dancers?
Well, that's actually an interesting question because we make quite a point of making it a social network in which no dance experience is required. No dance skills are required. No dance experience is required. Right. Once a lady becomes a member, we essentially teach her everything she needs to know to be a good pussyfooter. So you
rehearse. You do you do classes? Do you start with beginning?
Our rehearsal season starts in October, so we're kind of ramping it up. We're in the heat of it now. There are minimum requirements per month and week to attend so many rehearsals, more for new members. And we have rehearsal locations all over the city, primarily on neutral grounds and pocket parks and big parks all over the city to accommodate the neighborhoods where our members live. And marching outside gives us good parade practice. So you will see us outside of coffee shops and pubs all over town on the neutral ground right now.
Are there dues to be a pussyfooter?
Yes. Yeah, our dues are pretty minimal, actually, when you look at the price of being a member of some of the other high-profile organizations. It's pretty affordable. Yeah.
And your mission is to empower women.
Our mission is to empower women, and our mission is not only to empower our members through dance, through performance, through being glittery, pink, and sparkly, but there's a kind of empowerment that comes just from that.
But pink is associated with Pussyfooters.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And we also empower women through our service mission, and we are very assertive about that through the annual fundraiser, the Blush Ball, and this is our 5th annual. The Blush Ball benefits the Metro Center for Women and Children. The Metro Center for Women and Children does not just serve women and children, but that's their primary client base. They are the oldest and largest network of shelter and service providers to victims of domestic violence.
Wow. And how did you guys choose them for your ball, Blush Ball?
We knew that we wanted a local organization because we had worked with international organizations before. And we knew after Katrina, we really wanted to regroup and keep our money at home. And we also knew that mental health organizations and domestic violence advocacy organizations are often in the crosshairs of the state legislature for budget cuts, which is happening again.
And that's a great program. My wife sits on that board, actually.
Does she?
Yeah.
Well, how about that? Serendipity in all kinds of ways. Well, she will be getting information about our event soon because we just sent all of our e-blast stuff out today. And some of it's going to the board members first at Metro.
And tell us again, where can we go for more information about this event?
You can go to pussyfooters.org And Blush Ball is the first thing that pops up on our homepage right now. Just start clicking, and then you'll buy tickets and get more info. And you can also click to a link to Metro to find out more about their services as well.
Good, and you can also buy tickets from your favorite
Absolutely.
Pussyfooter.
You can buy tickets from your favorite Pussyfooter. You can buy tickets at any Flirty Girls outlet, and also at Miss Claudia's Vintage Wear On magazine.
What kinds of women are make up the Pussyfooters? How many? You said 100?
We have actually 116 active members at this time.
What kinds of? Where do they come from?
All over, every
Yeah.
walk of life. Because it's a social network, we tap into, every kind of friend there is to have in New Orleans. We have independent artists, and we have stay-at-home moms, and we have real estate agents. We have brain surgeons, neuro research scientists,
Wow.
school teachers, nurses, doctors.
How about a reality show?
That-
No, believe me,
Right?
it has been a topic
Right.
of conversation.
Has it? Yeah.
Well,
it sounds
what we
perfect. Right?
What we really wanted to do was get on Pimp My Ride. We wanted to pull up an old car and pimp it out for the Mardi Gras parades for the Pussyfooter
But I
wagon,
think I've always wanted to do a Pimp My Rickshaw, kind of a
Right.
version of that. And I think we could have, like, in New Orleans, a Pimp My Float or Pimp My Pedicab, like.
Absolutely.
Sure.
As things.
Yeah.
Because Pimp My Ride is like kind of come and gone, which was such a great show.
And it was a great love touch.
I love that.
Those things come back around.
It was
They do.
definitely one of my
Never saw
guilty.
it.
It was definitely one
I
of my
think
guilty pleasures.
Pimp
there
My
for a while.
Pedicab with the Pussyfooters Pimp My Pedicab.
Yeah,
was, like,
exactly.
kinda
That
made,
sounds
like,
great.
yeah.
And with all that alliteration on the P, listen
Exactly.
to how that just flows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, plus then you could have Pussyfooters riding, pushing the pedicabs around, pulling, as it were.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But could be another way to raise money.
It
I'm
could be.
for it.
An
I'm
awareness.
for it. I think you need to write that down.
I'm making more
Larisa.
mental notes.
Yeah, that's great. Well, now John already stole something already today. What was it? It was 20 years too late.
20 years
Yeah.
too late.
Yeah, John's been hanging out
Look
talking
for that
to
on
Brad.
radio.
He's been-
Stole
next
Brad's.
fall.
You can tell he spent some time in Nashville.
Stole Brad's.
Well, they
throwaway
fall
line.
in out of the window. You got to grab them.
Oh, yeah. You wrote that down, right? You got
Right,
that in your
I'm on
iPad.
it. I'm
Yeah.
on it.
Good.
I'm on it.
So tell us about you, John. You live in New Orleans now,
But
right?
wait, I have some questions.
Wow.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you? How many groups go? How many people go out in a group of Pussyfooters when you go to like a venue to like when you're doing your promotional work or whatever you're doing? How many?
Yep,
Not
we call-
116 people don't show up. I
No,
would
we
assume.
call them street teams. They go out in groups of like 15, 20.
Which is still pretty. It's a lot
Yeah,
of people.
it's a lot of gals.
So when you show up at a club, it has a lot of impact.
And everybody
Yeah,
knows who we
everyone
are as soon
knows.
as we walk in the door. It's,
Instant
like, it's
smile.
like an instant party,
I
exactly,
would
as
say
soon as we walk in.
When you walk in, everyone breathes a sigh of
Well,
relief.
one of our historic logos has been we are majorettes from the mothership sent here to help the party people get their groove on. And that's kind of what we do when we show up.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it, exactly.
Which is funny because we don't need a lot of reasons in New Orleans,
No, we
but
don't.
that's certainly another good one.
That's right.
Add that to the list of good reasons to party.
It's easy. Is your set always acoustic? I see you're holding this great acoustic guitar.
I'm always with an acoustic guitar, but usually I'll have a trio. So I'll have an upright bass player and a trumpet player.
Nice.
So that's what I usually play with. But I seem to have more gigs solo just because it's easier for people to squeeze me in tiny little spaces.
Yep.
Just me and my guitar.
For sure.
Where do you play? Where are you playing lately?
I do every Wednesday night right around the corner at the Blind Pelican on the
Oh, you
patio.
do. That's a good place.
So it's me and a ball game.
Yeah, always, right?
and 25-cent oysters.
That's great.
And then there's a new place on Frenchman that just opened up called Bamboulas. I'll be doing Thursdays down there, and then tomorrow night at Voodoo Lounge at House of Blues. I also play at Big Mom's Lounge in the House of Blues, which is a great, cool venue. They turned the old retail store into a small venue. If y'all been down there, it's super
yet.
cool.
Not
And
yet.
then like Oak Bar, we're gonna do a double shift tomorrow night, and kind of whatever will have me. I just played a bunch of shows in Napa for the film festival out there, the Napa Valley Film
Yeah.
Festival, and that was a ton of fun. We played a lot of music to a lot of people who were drinking a lot of wine.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
it was
Brad,
fun.
you got music business too, right?
Yes,
Brad, what are you doing? You're publishing, right?
I've been
Publishing
published a lot of
songs.
music, a lot of country music out of Nashville. I've had songs cut by Chris Cagle, Easton Corbin, Colt Ford, Tracy Lawrence, Pat Green.
Do you know those people?
I know a lot of those folks.
You do?
yeah.
I don't know them, but that's because
Especially Chris Cagle.
Yeah.
Okay, good,
Almost
yeah.
all this stuff is mine.
Nice.
Wow.
So I've been pretty proud. I've been lucky to surround myself with some great people. Not being a great musician, but had some great musician friends. Where
Do you have a staff? Do you have a writing staff, or do you just?
we hire some writers and we do single song deals with a lot of
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
but I've had some writers on payroll that that's had some big hits.
On
And,
draw, as it were.
yeah.
Do you
So
know?
cool.
Do you know Jim McCormick?
Yeah, I played golf with Jim Monday.
He's a good friend of
We
mine.
didn't play golf. We played in the rain for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good pal.
He's been on the show.
He's a
Playing
great
golf.
guy.
Playing golf is sort of a.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing. It's swinging a stick and then go finding what you just hit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We didn't even have the opportunity there. We went to Mississippi to play for the St. Jude's.
And
Golf
holding some
Festival.
lightning rods.
And we
Yeah,
said,
right.
we're not going out at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a golfer, John.
Oh, I love playing golf.
Do you?
I actually grew up playing golf. I love it. And then I don't have the time,
Yeah.
or I can't justify the time and money. I
It
just can't
takes
do it
a lot of time to
do
be
it.
a good golfer. I actually broke up with my fiance years ago
because he's golf too much.
golf too much.
I believe it. I
It's-
totally
You should've
believe
stayed
it.
with him.
It is
Because
America's.
then he'd be gone all the
Yeah,
time.
then you'd be happy now. It works out. You'd love each other still.
No,
you got to work.
That's funny.
I would always have to pick up the kids, you know. and-
Yeah.
Ready.
That's just it. When I was single, I played a ton of golf in my 20s and kind of early 30s. I was bartending, playing music, and had all my days free. So it's golf like 5 days a week. You know, it's like I had nothing else to do during the day. And then, then I got married and had children, and free time is a non-existent
Right.
entity.
Right.
So, but I'm cool with that. I'm happy to do it. It actually makes me feel better. I have my excuse not to go hunt for golf balls in the woods anymore. I don't, because I wouldn't mind doing that, but I don't. It's just too much time, man.
I tried it. I
You
tried it,
did.
and it just seemed like a terrible reason to ruin a beautiful walk in a park.
Well, that's
There's a
I don't know,
book.
yeah.
There's a book called
I think
titled
I think
Good
Mark
Walk
Twain,
Ruined.
right? Didn't he say that?
I think it
Perfect
might
way
have
to
been.
ruin a
Yeah,
good walk.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you ready to play something for
Oh,
us,
is it
John?
time?
We would love to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Well,
Is
so
there a story?
you might want to ease this off. Well, yes, because you walked in the room. Because this song's called Larisa. So even though it's pronounced slightly differently, I think.
Ow.
Jimmy Choo's at the foot of the bed. A little French frock, maybe the ball gown instead. Oh, tissue paper bra, hose with a rip. I hail this Friday night. She's putting on the glitz, all cream by Lancome, and a litany of lotions that Liz Taylor sent. Smells like the ocean. Then comes that makeup, laying it on thick, struggling to squeeze into that platinum blonde wig. Oh, Larry by day, Larissa by night. Oh, coming alive under the Bourbon Street neon. She is what he is, no reason to change. And hell, all of his neighbors are doing it these days. I see them all prancing around like peacocks in bloom. But then what are them first term congressmen to do? See, 9 to 5, he's a pit bull in the aisles, just voting against any kind of alternative lifestyle. But Friday afternoon, he's right back on that plane, heading to the Big Easy where everything's a game. He's Larry by day, Larissa by night. Oh, coming alive under the Bourbon Street neon. She is what he is, no reason to change. And hell, all of his co-workers are doing it these days. I see them all prancing around like peacocks in bloom. But then what are them first term congressmen to do? And oh, Larissa feels so alive. It's the garter belt under his suit that helps Larry survive. Oh, he's Larry by day and Larisa by night. He's coming alive under the Bourbon Street neon. She is what he is, no reason to change. And hell, everyone in Washington is doing it these days. I see them all prancing around like peacocks in bloom. But then what are all them politicians gonna do? I know they sure as hell ain't working. They might as well be cross-addressing.
Oh,
There you have
wow. What a song. Thank you, John. That's awesome.
I'm glad we could all share that.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is really kind of part of the theme of the show, apparently. It sounds like Larisa might be one of Brad's customers.
Yeah.
Possibly could join the
Ex-girlfriend.
Pussyfooters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. Or
I was drinking.
yeah, now, Ken, is Pussyfooters open to transgender individuals?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
So Larisa, not Larisa, Larry Larisa, would not be a Pussyfooter, but could very well hang out at
Yeah.
yeah?
Could be a mistake.
Yeah, at Spirits on Bourbon, yeah.
that's good.
So Brad,
What about congressmen? Do you allow congressmen?
Congresswomen.
Are there any? Are there any congresswomen?
No.
No.
And if there were, she wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
is it a secret? Or, no.
No, it's just, some people fear the name because there is a lot of clever double entendre in the name.
I don't know what you mean.
But yeah, I have no idea what I'm referring to. But and some people are a little afraid of that. So we don't.
Do they mask? Like they don't like when,
Some of our members do. Some of our members mask when they march because they're a little concerned about the public image. Of course, it's not that risque. I don't know what anybody make a big deal about.
So,
but
yeah,
I
what
guess
happened?
just the name Pussyfooter itself is a little.
Has anybody ever been outed?
Nobody seemed to care
No.
about Puss in Boots. But
Exactly.
Well,
There's
it's
a
like,
Disney character called Pussyfooter, and it's an actual word that doesn't have double entendre, which means to be subversive and step around to get the same job
course.
done.
Of
So
course,
still
everyone
walk
knows that.
softly and
Yeah.
get the work done.
so you guys are actually the don't pussyfooters.
We're kind of
'Cause you
it's
wanna
kind
be
of
in your
like
face.
double entendre.
Yeah, it is. I like that.
You're out there getting things done.
We
right?
are down there getting.
I
So,
like that.
Brad, you have a degree in criminal justice.
Well, yeah.
What's up with that?
I graduated high school. I think I had like a 2.0 grade point average. And I remember leaving to go to college. I was like, I wanted to go to the University of Missouri till I got the letter that said I wasn't. And then so I found a college that would take me. And so I said, I'm going to be a marketing major until I took my first economics class. And so I took my economics class and it didn't turn out so well. And I looked and I said, what do all the basketball players do? So I said, I didn't care what I was going to do. I was
That's
going to
really
I was
funny.
going to finish. And so I was like, I got to find my easiest way through this.
I tell you what,
Because
man.
they told me I couldn't.
I took about a third of a semester of accounting. Like, and I got into so you hang out with the business school people. It's a whole different world, man.
They're wired different.
They are wired different. I mean, I was doing the homework and I was going to class and listening, and I was literally like, it was like I was on Mars.
I was in my
It was
economics
strange.
teacher. I was like, hey, I don't understand this. He goes, you don't have to understand it. You just got to do it. I'm like, that doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. No,
But you do something you don't understand. I don't get that.
I got a degree in philosophy, so we'd sit around and talk
Wow.
about, we'd talk about ethics, which of course ethics could anyone, wide variety of reasons people do things, but and I love that. I felt perfectly at home, like having no answer. There is no answer. I'm like,
That's
Looking
my
for this
favorite
test
answer.
everywhere.
exactly.
So you went to UC
University of Colorado,
at
actually Boulder.
Yeah. So you did that for 4 years.
4.5, thank you.
All right, that's pretty good.
Not
Pretty good
bad
these
for
days.
college, I
Not bad.
think. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. So
I took a semester off, and we were playing a ton of music, so I was making a good living, and then I was waiting tables, and after a semester off, I was like, no, I think I'll finish this thing.
When they were graduating, I remember leaving. They had a list of all from number 1 to the bottom. And my dad's just an
Of
old
students?
Yeah, like
Oh,
no,
That
that's
is
a
not
terrible
cool.
thing to
That's
do.
not
No,
cool.
that's
it was
bad.
all the way down, and my dad comes in and he
At
goes,
least you're not the last one.
"Oh, I was."
Oh, no.
so my dad comes in and he's just an old hippie, and he's like, looks, and he kind of gets down on his knees and he looks at it, and he goes, "Man, you're on the bottom."
Yeah,
And I
you're on the
go, I was embarrassed. He goes, "You're holding the whole class up."
Oh,
Oh, thanks,
good for
Dad.
Dad. That's awesome.
That's a good dad.
That's awesome. Well,
That's a
Larisa,
very
you're
good
a
dad.
teacher, right?
I am.
Yeah. What do you teach?
I teach freshman English to accelerated gifted 8th graders at Lusher Charter School.
Now, isn't
Good for you.
That wasn't
everybody-
me.
No.
Not me either.
I got rooms full of smarty pants.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought everybody at Lusher
hate
was
smart
accelerated.
Well, some are more accelerated than others.
Wow. All right.
That's just
You get to teach
uncool.
those.
I know. These kids are
That's
tracking.
not. I don't think that's cool.
These
What's
kids are,
not cool?
these kids
I'm
are
just
going
kidding.
on to AP courses in high school, so they're getting a lot of requirements out of the way early.
And so
There's
English.
going to be people that graduate college when they're like 18,
Oh,
and then they're
Do they
not going to
still
be
do
ready
that?
for life yet.
I don't know. Do people still do that?
Not really. Our students tend to take a gap year and go do something
And
cool
go do
before
something
they start
smart.
college. or
They should
take
serve
a
in the
gap.
military or wait tables for a year. One of
Some
those
life
two.
experience.
Either
I
way,
wish
yeah.
I had done that.
Well,
I would have been a
plus,
lot
you
more
need,
prepared.
You need to know
for
what it's
college,
like to
but-
not be in charge.
Well, which do you
Take
think is
orders.
harder, the military or a restaurant?
Oh, I would. Well, I would. I can.
Military.
Yeah,
Is
I
there
would
a
not join the
difference?
military. Like anyone who's willing to lay down their life for me gets my vote. But I do believe that everyone should spend time in service. I mean, in waiting tables and bartending, so you know what it feels like to essentially be ordered around for your whole life, just ordered around.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the military, except the military, of course, it's a whole different ballgame why you're being ordered.
A lot of my friends have service, food and beverage experience, and boy, you can tell a lot about a person by how they relate to their server in a
By
restaurant.
how they
or a
treat
bar.
people,
You
how
can
you
learn a
treat
lot
people.
about a person in about 5 minutes flat.
Yeah.
Of course you
By
can.
the relationship
It's about
they build
treating
with their
people.
server. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's about whether you're
Treating
going to get a
people
second
fair.
date, really. If you're with me, that's, yeah.
And you got to give up golf.
Ow.
A big tipping non-golfer.
Yeah,
But that's
I like
cool.
That. I like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But
You got to set your
gotta
standards
set
and
your
then
stand-
don't go below.
You know what?
'Cause when you go below,
Whoa,
nobody wins.
man, you go below.
Nobody
yeah.
wins.
That's tough. Tough.
We were talking earlier how like you meet people and then you mingle and stuff comes from it. I was actually a couple years ago. I was doing a armed forces tour in Saudi Arabia, and I met the guy Bob Regan, and he's the head of all the Nashville Songwriters Association. He lobbies in Congress
I know.
for him, and he's been doing this thing called Operation Song, where they write songs with soldiers, and I was in the middle of this deal with doing this festival stuff, so we just did a treatment for it, and about these hit songwriters and artists writing songs about what happened with these soldiers. We did a treatment for it, and we got the pilot okay this week, and they start filming the 16th, 17th, and 9th of December
Wow.
in Nashville. So
Guy's
it's
a
pretty
busy
exciting.
guy.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
busy guy.
For sure. So what's a treatment?
I don't have
It
time to do all that.
just basically an outline. And most of the time you'd have to do a sizzle reel, but it was just so powerful. And we sent him some of the songs because he'd been doing it for over a year, and we're really excited about it.
So your idea, what is it?
You'd be considered a creator of the show, and it all came together. I mean, fast.
And so he's going to be working with soldiers who come back with
I say lost
PTSD
limbs, PTSD,
any-
it could be anything.
anything.
And it's even going to go. It's going to go even further. That work with spouses and stuff like
Well,
that.
and how do you have so you have a songwriter or a musician in the room, kind of working with them to help create these
Yes.
things? Yeah.
How many songwriters are involved?
Well, usually you'd have one artist and a songwriter. Some of them don't
So
write as good as you think they would.
But you'd have an artist.
Yeah.
So like an artist would be in there to kind of who
Right.
maybe be the front person of the song
Right.
who would help take it to life.
Yeah, and then
That's cool.
And it would go to the foundation. It's just a great It's just a great program. and
Great
it's-
program.
Yeah, it
and
sounds
for it to
great.
go that fast in a couple months, where they pilot and give dates for the
When
for
you
the
have a
pilot,
good idea.
Yeah. So where's it
Very cool.
headquartered?
that's going to be out of Nashville. They're going to start filming out of Nashville. They're
they're-
in Fort Bragg right now, getting the soldiers,
Wow, signing them
interviewing
up.
them to get them to make sure they're stable enough to do it and they want to do it. But you'll see that'll probably come to life fast.
Wow, that's exciting.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
we've
sounds
already got some really big names that are going to be on it. In that
Is
that
it a
circus.
secret? Can you tell?
Those are still the secret.
Bummer.
It's
All right.
This guy works and he's a one big top secret file.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. He can't tell us
Yeah.
anything.
Everything's going to be super cool, but I can't tell you about it.
yeah.
All right.
I'm a really great kisser, but
Well, we've had a few things under wraps and been secret about it until this week once we locked down all the details for our Blush Ball event. But we can now start making it public because the event went live online last night for ticket sales through Eventbrite. And the ticket sales went live on pussyfooters.org last night, so we can release the talent information.
Oh, can
And
we hear
who's-
it now?
so what do you got?
Oh,
and
yeah.
we've got
I can't tell
Big
you.
we've
I'm
got
just kidding.
Big Chief Monk Boudreaux and the Wild Magnolias.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's the set. And the
that's
second
awesome.
set, the late set, will be Big Sam's Funky Nation.
Oh, man,
He's had a
love that.
5-year relationship with us, and we've added the Wild Mags. And our DJ this year is going to be DJ Quickie Mart, who spins for Galactic.
Wow.
And we're going to have a couple of ancillary sort of satellite lounges where we'll have some other local DJs playing as well. But our lineup is
Have you
the Wild
considered an
Magnolias and Big
acoustic
Sam's
trio
Funky
in
Nation.
one of
I was
your-
actually like, one of the little lounges might be kind of fun.
Yeah.
An acoustic thing. It's not
I
a bad
am.
idea.
My trio is lounge.
Yeah.
And,
we do.
yeah, lounge and Pussyfooters. It seems like they
Okay,
go
I'm
together.
taking your card and your card before we leave.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
You put people together.
Yes,
Well done.
absolutely. That's what this show is all about. And, you know, people listen to us all over the world.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, right. It is crazy.
I think
So-
the interesting thing, one of the things I love about, that I did love about Nashville and that I do love about New Orleans is it's so small, and if you're doing something good, with your life, generally other people doing good things with their lives kind of float into your circle, and you start to do better things with each other, and it just happens very quickly, I think, here, if you're doing something good.
Yeah.
Because there's a nice underbelly of people who not that they're doing anything bad, but would just be very happy, you know, going to work and then sitting at the bar till midnight every night and doing that 7 nights a week. And there are a lot. I'm totally cool with that, and I spend a lot of time doing that.
I make a lot of money off of that.
Watch what you're saying. No, but I think the converse is true too. When you're doing something bad and
Of course.
those bad people come into your life and you start doing something a
That's
little more bad,
that's
right?
exactly
Yeah.
right.
Extremes.
Always putting positive energy into the world, and
Yep.
positive things generally happen.
Yeah, yeah. So how long were you in Nashville?
About 5 years.
And when was that?
We moved back a year ago, so the 5 years prior to that. I can't do math. We're in 2013, so it's 2012, so 12 minus that. So it's actually the middle of 2008 we moved there, about 4.5 years.
Are you happy to be back?
Oh, we love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife is from Oakland, or California, kind of East Bay, North Bay, and well, she loves it here. I mean, every day she's, have I told you how much I love it here? I'm like, yes, you actually have. Yeah, so, but no, we're very happy to be back, and you know, we're near my folks, my brother, and he has kids my kid's age, and it's totally cool for me because I was gone for a long, long time. So it's nice to be back around old friends that are all doing, you know, new and cool stuff that I got to. When you move home, it's interesting. You kind of move back into who you were when you left. But I was gone long enough that I moved back, and that person is long gone.
Yeah.
Everybody else was gone.
Yeah, yeah. So I was fortunate in that way.
Well,
I could break from myself.
Yeah. So your wife is from away.
California. Mhm.
Your wife Brad is from here.
My wife is from here. I grew up in a military town in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and her dad was an enlisted man. And so we met in high school.
No, you did?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's cute.
So she was a New Orleans girl, and my grandpa grew up in a pig farm. He goes, a pig always goes back to a swaller. You're not going to be able to keep that woman. So I go, what do you mean, Dad? He goes, you can't take no woman away from their family. And I was like, I've never been on an airplane or nothing. I was pretty sheltered. And so I was like,
Wow, your dad was a military man and you had not been on an airplane?
no, my dad worked for the federal government, but we were like, there was a class like 300, and there was only like 6 of us that went through kindergarten through 12. And
Wow.
that's kind of how it worked. And I was the rock of that little community because we were the only ones that were there. And I meet some Cajun girl that's got olive skin and smells pretty and talks a little bit funny. And
You're fired up.
it was kind of like, oh, you know, I wasn't thinking straight for a while. And so she was going to school at LSU, and I'd be going back and forth. I'd get on the plane like, oh, you know, a little half skin.
yeah. Your first time on a plane was to see her?
Yeah.
Wow,
And-
that's love.
So cute.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
it's been
You know,
fun.
you could have. That's not a far drive.
So,
You can do that.
10 hours is driving. both.
that's
I
right.
only had a weekend, man. I was just,
Right.
That's true.
I needed
Yeah,
a
yeah.
conjugal visit. Like, I wasn't thinking straight.
And so
More
you,
time in the car, not enough time in the sack.
no. So that was your introduction to New Orleans.
Yeah, I came down here and I would stay with our family, and the weird thing here is like everybody travels in packs and families, and like I was from a small family, and we're like the Lone Ranger. You just do what you got to do, and you just move on. Here, like oh, Aunt Sue or sister. I'm like, what the? This is a little bit. I was glad I have two boys with her because I think they'd go to the gynecologist together for the first appointment. They all go in there and then they're grouped around her, and I'd feel sorry for her.
Oh no! Yikes! So how many kids?
I got
you guys
two.
Have? Yeah.
Yeah, I got
And you've got kids too.
Two of 'em.
Two. You have kids, Larisa?
Don't. My husband's a New Orleans boy, but we haven't been blessed with our family yet.
I do not have children either.
Yeah.
So, but if I had children, would I be a pussyfooter? I guess a lot of pussyfooters have children,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do they all
yeah.
come out? They all come out and watch?
Ooh, for the parades, yeah, but practice is mommy's night out.
Oh yeah,
As part of
really?
the
Okay.
Right.
And actually,
It's
it's interesting because back in the early days of our organization, we sort of claimed that as part of our women's empowerment mission. This is your opportunity to get out of your sweats, get out of your mommy zone, get out of the kid world, and get into a grown-up, fun,
Yeah. Awesome.
delightful, sort of sexy.
It's a great idea.
Enjoy your body and your movement, and get out of the mom zone.
No.
It's an important part of what we do.
When you guys are rehearsing, what do you wear? Do you wear your costumes, or
No.
do you no? You wear
No.
what? Do you wear whatever's comfortable?
We
What is it?
no, we wear whatever's handy. A lot of gals like to wear a lot of pink when they come to practice. I'm one of them. I like
Yeah.
to wear, I didn't own a thread of pink until I became a pussyfooter, and now their wardrobe's full of it.
My daughter, I already know she can't wait to see you guys. She is pink and purple like
Yeah.
there. She can't get out of it.
Yeah,
It's insane.
she's a pussyfooter at heart.
She is.
So a lot of us just wear really casual stuff to practice, but it ultimately turns into something pink after you've been in the group for a while.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen the Pussyfooters?
No.
Yeah.
Haven't seen them
Unless I
yet.
saw
will,
them and
though.
didn't know.
Yeah,
Did y'all
you
march?
know.
Did you march in Muses?
We
or
march.
anything like
We've marched in Muses every year for 12
Yeah, so
years.
I've seen you guys
And
then.
last year we marched in 6 Mardi Gras parades, and all
Which
of them
could-
were the Super Cruise.
Yeah, I saw that
Cleopatra,
then,
King
yeah.
Arthur,
Yeah.
Toth,
Saw ya.
Muses,
Yeah. Then we saw you.
Nyx.
I can't remember. I can't. Divide the parades.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
know
it's
we
a
saw
lot
them.
going on.
We were there.
So how long? If you're marching in a parade, in a Mardi Gras parade, you're doing the whole route, right? That whole uptown route.
9 miles in a corset and white Doc
Wow.
Martens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do it
White
6
Doc
times?
Martens, cool.
Some of those gals do it. Did all 6 parades. I only did 3.
You could sell
I'm-
yourself as a great way to burn calories.
I'm coming
Sure.
up.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
coming up on a landmark birthday. My cartilage does not cooperate.
25?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking your card. But yeah,
I gotta
just,
learn how to play guitar.
I just don't have that kind of endurance anymore. But some of those younger gals who are still under 40 can hang in there.
Yeah, that's great.
Those yoga queens can do it.
Oh, yoga, man, yoga, that'll cure
Yeah.
all your ills.
Yep.
I've never done one day of yoga, but every day I say, I'm so stressed, I've got to get yoga.
Yeah.
Do you do yoga?
I do Pilates.
You do that's harder than yoga, right?
Well, I don't know. I like it better.
I do happy hour.
You do?
I do that too.
John, you look like you do yoga. Do you do yoga?
That's actually no, but no, I have done lots of yoga, and I like. I've enjoyed a lot of Bikram classes.
What is that? The hot stuff?
yoga. But my brother actually owns Ferret Street Yoga, so I can throw that plug in there. So he owns Ferret Street Yoga,
Okay.
and so we have. I'm slowly but surely falling into yoga. He and I are on the cusp of launching our kind of online instructional videos.
Really?
So we'll be doing that. Our goal is people like you who say yoga's the cure to all, but I don't do it.
Right,
And
yeah.
so there's something keeping you away from those yoga classes. Could be the price. It could be simply leaving home or sitting in a room with other people feeling uncomfortable doing something that you don't do and they do. So we want to bring it to your home, to your office, to wherever's convenient for you. So that's the idea.
So-
we'll have that probably. I'm now editing all the video and getting it to the tech guys to have it launched by the end of the year.
How about Pussyfooters doing the yoga?
Oh,
That would be a lot-
man.
I would watch that more than I probably would.
Wow, yeah.
Well, we do have models in some of the videos. Some of them we don't. And
Are you
I think no, it's a good job.
No, Brad, just facts.
It's a good job. No, but I think Pussyfooters would be great. Would be fantastic. It would be great for us, and it'd be great for some kind of cross promotional thing. How we can monetize that for you is the question. I don't know how we would do that. Divide up.
Some of these gals would do it just to be on camera.
But it wouldn't be right. But it'd be
We
good.
got a bunch of
It'd be good for
hands
that. But if we could also promote
Yeah.
Pussyfooters in some kind of way, that if people were to because we do like a monthly subscription, and so you have access to the hundreds of videos and anything you want to watch any time of day, anywhere in the world, for way less than one yoga class. But if we could find a way to have the Pussyfooters involved in a way that we could also then have some of the profit share go to the Pussyfooters. So I don't know how we do that. But that would be
that would be
a
a
way to
talk.
make it
It's a
happen.
great idea, and we actually have an arrangement like that with some local vendors who, when there's a special product launch or a product line,
Right.
we can help them promote it, and we get a little taste
Yeah.
of it to go to our charity.
Yeah,
So we've done
but it's
that kind
great.
of
It's
thing in the
everybody
past.
wins. I mean, it's for us. It would get the word out to a lot of people very quickly.
Yeah.
And for you, hopefully, you put some money.
Well,
toward your
that
charity.
really is a great idea for marketing, because I'll tell you, there's no more powerful marketing force than a social network of women dressed in pink wigs.
I agree. Well, and social networking in general. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how the world has done business for thousands of years, up until we discovered television and things like that. I mean, it was word of mouth. It was people talking at a pub. It was people getting together and having coffee and meeting. That's how humans do business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sitting around the table at Casa Borrega.
At happy hour.
At
What a
happy
beautiful-
hour.
what a beautiful
No, but
bar.
this you're
Is
right.
this- yeah.
This is it. This is
is
how
a
we
great
do
bar.
it.
Yeah, this show puts together a lot of great people.
This place is nice.
I love
this. I've never been here. I'll definitely come back here. It's
I
really
mean,
nice.
clearly
Yeah.
there's this gorgeous Mexican theme, but it also seems
Mexico
so New
City.
Orleans,
Mhm. Yeah.
because it's so eclectic.
It's Mexico City and New Orleans are very simpatico, I think.
They are.
I
I'm
agree.
having a hard time getting over you don't think I did yoga.
No, but you're
don't play golf.
You're
Whoa.
but we love you. You're perfect. You're perfect.
Make fun of the fat kid.
Well, one of the
You're
things,
not fat.
Anorexically challenged.
One of the things that's really exciting about the Blush Ball this year is not only are we looking for a $30,000 goal, and
Which seems attainable.
it is attainable. We've set assertive goals every year when we've had this event, and we've always exceeded them. Knock on wood, throw some salt.
Yeah, I'll
don't
say.
Don't want to break that streak, but one of the other ways that we empower women, and I was thinking about it while you were talking, is that we celebrate imperfection. So Pussyfooters don't look like Barbie dolls. They look like
Who does?
the average. Right. We look like the average cross section of the way women are built, the way women look. And one of the things that I was thinking about while you were talking was how empowering it can be in a fitness video to see women who don't just look
That's
like Barbie dolls.
great.
that's-
That's
yeah.
really that's a great
And
point.
that is what we love. So since I'm not the yoga guy, my brother is, and he's a genius at what he does. But so my point to him, and I keep making this over and over again, is my goal is not people who do yoga. I want the 99% of the world who don't do yoga. That's who I'm trying to reach. So I love people who are struggling to do some things in yoga, because the whole thing is difficult. Standing on one leg is difficult.
Yes, it is.
So I think it's important for everyone to see, especially children in this crazy perfection airbrushed world, to see that human beings are not perfect, and that's what makes them perfect. That's the
right.
cool part.
That's right.
That's the imperfections are the coolest part about it.
And that's one of the things we say, is that we celebrate what is perceived as an imperfection.
Which is why New Orleans is so cool.
That's right.
This city is
That's very
blessed with
insightful.
many imperfections.
Well, that's how I got here. I mean, I lived in Atlanta for 17 years before I moved here, and I was working on a magazine article. I'm a writer as well. I was working on a magazine article covering a jazz musician who was on his first U.S. tour, and he was a very dear friend of mine. And I came down for the New Orleans leg of his tour, and then the week that we were here, he was playing with Kid Jordan, and John Sinclair was here at the time. And so he was just kind of making the rounds with a lot of the names and the big fellas on the scene. And I met people who are still my friends today, 12, 13 years later. And the thing that I was stricken by was that it's a living culture, that music and food and art and performance and theater are in the air here. It isn't something you have to buy a ticket to and go over here to this sterile place and sit and watch. It's just, you breathe it in. And it's not always perfect, but it sure is great. It's one of the most interesting cities in the world.
We forget how lucky we are sometimes until you go back to suburbia USA.
Oh my God.
Even the places I think are great can't hold a match to this.
We lived in the suburbs of Nashville, and it was really Mayberry-ish. It was very safe and very nice, and that's kind of what freaked us out, I think, and that's why we moved here. Like, we love the funk, man.
I went to a lovely, extraordinarily well-known town in North Carolina that a lot of people in New Orleans loved during the Katrina, period when nobody could find work and nothing made sense. I was gone for a year, and it's very clean, very organized, very friendly, very stable, very safe, and I just could not wait to get out of there. I knew there was something wrong with me at that point because a clean, stable, safe, organized place was not for me.
You.
It's like I'm ruined for living anywhere else because this place is so interesting.
A good friend of mine just moved here. She's Irish, and she's been living in San Francisco for the last 12 years, at least 10. And I kept saying, you need to move to New Orleans. I said this thousands of times to her, and finally we moved down here, and then her father passed away, I think, in March, and that kind of sent her on this journey to figure out what she really wanted to do. And so she's been here for about maybe 3 months or something like that, and she came to see me last night to play some music, and I said, so how do you like it here so far? She's like, this is where I belong my whole life, This is finally, I feel like I'm at home, and like I've finally found like my calling. I'm supposed to be here.
It's
like
such a story. It's so you
Everybody,
hear that.
everybody.
We're ahead of our time, being accepting of everything, and it's just this. It's just like a small pod of New Orleans that just like bam, you're okay, no matter what everybody else says, and we're lucky to have that.
One of my good friends, Rob Cambry, says you can get away with anything in New Orleans as long as you don't wreck the party.
That's true.
I like that.
That's very true. As I said, as long as the beer doesn't run out, everyone's fine.
Yeah.
We'll go to whiskey.
Oh yeah, well, no,
We're not scared.
No, I agree. And Lord knows I've thrown back some bourbon in my day, but not no more.
You're drinking a lime soda over there, I see.
Yeah, lime soda.
And
yeah.
We've got a specialty cocktail, but I don't remember the name of it. It's
It's pink in honor of, I think, the Pussyfooting.
I noticed that right
Pink
away.
for the
Very good.
It's a lovely cocktail.
Got, I think, some tequila
Lots
and
of
some
fresh
raspberries
fruit.
in
It's
it.
beautiful.
Is it
I have
good?
to try another one.
There's got to be
you might?
someone we could ask.
There's Jess. No, I don't see Jess. But we always have this trouble. Every time we go for what's the name of the specialty cocktail, we can't ever find Jess. So anyway, but it's delicious, everybody, right?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. All right.
Great.
John, how about some more music?
Why don't I play a song while we find out what we're drinking? And when I say we, of course, mean you.
I'll be on my mission.
Okay, so this will be the go find the drink song.
Right.
I don't know what that is, but. I'm now sitting on the edge of the moon, just fishing for stars, dangling our feet in the clouds, and a skipping stones from here to Mars, moving at the speed of love, space cadets maroon, just a fishing for stars on the edge of the moon. Skinny dipping in the Milky Way, yeah, gravity done left town. And Bill Haley and the Comets, well, they're the best damn band in a Neptune town. And when we kiss up here, forever lasts all afternoon, just a fishing for stars on the edge of the moon. And I traverse the universe to blast off with you. You're my intergalactical, I hardly can keep my hands off of your celestial body. Aurora Borealis is dancing in your eyes, and I'm gonna bet you all the rings around Saturn that the planets are gonna align tonight here in Cincinnati in this seedy motel room, just a fishing for stars on the edge of the moon. Yeah, Oh, just fishing for stars on the edge of the moon. I was just fishing for stars. We're going fishing. We're going fishing. Fishing for stars. We're going fishing.
Nice. Thanks, John. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we found out the name of the specialty cocktail. I've completely forgotten it. Rebecca? This is a raspberry rumpe. Rebecca Conwell, our good friend, she was on the show last week. She came to take pictures this week. She was dispatched for the specialty cocktail detail, and it is the raspberry rumpe. All right.
Nice.
Nice, and it's good.
What's
All right.
in it?
Raspberries.
Are we gonna have our mixologist come and tell us what's in it?
Jess, come right here and tell us.
Yeah, this is a raspberry rompe. I did a fresh muddled raspberry with an agave syrup, a little bit of Solaris liqueur, which is a blood orange liqueur, and a tequila, the Espolon.
That sounds
So
wonderful.
wait.
I should have ordered one after all.
The way
You'll
she
have to
says
have
it
one
makes you want to
afterwards.
order.
Right.
Exactly,
It
that's
does,
what I
right?
work on, raspberry rompe.
Jess is clearly practiced in saying it in a way
Yeah,
that makes
it
it
was
sound
well
as
done.
enticing as
Yeah.
it is.
Via Casa Borrega.
I'm gonna
Very
start.
nice.
I'm gonna start drinking because of that.
Oh.
Don't look her in the eyes when she says it.
All right. Well, I think everybody needs to come and drink a raspberry rumpe.
Rumpe.
That's. How
I
do
think,
you do
didn't she
that?
roll the
Rumpe.
R?
She did.
Raspberry
Rumpe.
rumpe.
Right. I don't know how you do that without sounding. You sound really phony when you do that.
But I think that's the whole thing. You just got to throw it out there and not care.
Not
And you gotta
care.
own
And raspberry rompe, and just forget about it. People, it's all good.
It's all
It's just
good.
rolling an R.
I know. But what about the French? I had a guy that wanted to meet me out, and I said, "How about the Circle Bar?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "I didn't know if you meant Le Cirque or the Circle Bar."
Yeah. And you said, never mind. I'll be dining
Do you
alone
play
tonight.
golf?
He's definitely a golfer. So.
Exactly. That's really funny. I like that. No, I'm trying to learn French actually.
I was just talking to somebody today. She said no French immersion for her kid because it's not going to be worth anything. What do you think about that?
Both of my kids are in French immersion.
Yeah, cool.
And I don't
Just-
care what the language is; it doesn't matter to me. But turn your brain on to another language. One, turn your brain on. Two, it's to me it's like the most important thing for American children to realize that there are other cultures on the planet. And so I mean I think it's when you're growing up, I think you have to be exposed to as many different things as
I can
possibly
go. I can go all educator on you. if
Oh
you'd
yeah,
like.
right.
Yeah, let's hear it. What do you got?
All of the research says.
Let's get back to Pussyfooting.
All of the research says. I'm just going to drop some teacher science here. All of the research says that language acquisition skills activate the part of the brain that comprehends, analyzes, and synthesizes complex patterns.
Yeah.
And so the ability to identify and analyze, improve upon, and repeat a complex pattern is really the executive function of the brain, and that's what every employer. That's what every
I just said.
high-level
And
job
why are you-
really
I
requires
just-
us to
you
do.
stole
Musicians
my-
do it every day, right?
I got
stole
lost
my-
halfway through that.
No, but I think you're exactly right, and I can see it working
Right.
in my children. And I think
Yeah.
the reason when you're in that kind of an immersion situation is when a teacher is. So my kids are 6, and when you're someone speaking to you in a foreign tongue all day,
Yeah.
you learn to say that wasn't important. That was important. That wasn't important. Okay, that was important. Okay, I think I know what she just asked me to do. Do it. So that
Yeah.
function happens again and again and again.
And acquiring a language that's easy to acquire, like a Latin-based language or a Romance-based language, going from English to French, English to Italian, English to Spanish, is easy because there's so many cognates. The words look and sound the same. And when we acquire those languages, it also makes it easier for us to acquire
more.
other languages that aren't as familiar. So,
Yeah. That's why we did it. No, honestly, we came and we were
We've
thinking
lost the
immersion.
show.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Sorry, we geeked out on you there for a moment.
No, but I think it's
I'm like
important.
Sesame Street. Which one don't belong? That's me.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
As a musician, I love the idea. I just think so because I believe music is a language, and so I love the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could have been German, Spanish. I don't care. But any
German
language,
and
and
Russian.
I just love French, and of course, obviously, there's the New Orleans, French and Spanish. We can mix those together, and
This guy's got a guitar. He's saying all the right things.
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
play
No,
golf.
I don't play golf. Yeah.
What more could you ask?
Exactly.
German immersion. That sounds scary, right? German immersion.
I've never seen a
right?
German immersion, but they do offer. Most of the schools offer German as your third language in like the 5th grade or something.
Yeah, I like French immersion better. It sounds
Yeah,
better.
German.
Sounds
It's like
safer.
Czech immersion. Like,
Yeah,
really? Why are we doing that? Like,
Just sounds so much
Russian
lovelier.
immersion. Yeah.
No, there is
French.
something disturbing about those two words together.
German
German
immersion.
immersion. That's really funny.
I know.
I like that.
Well, you guys, we are almost time up here, and I want.
This has been a happy
Larisa-
hour.
Yeah, it is a happy hour. Larisa, do it again. Let's tell us where and what. And
Blush Ball, Saturday, January the 18th at the Cannery on the 3800 block of Toulouse.
And what time does this shindig start?
VIP patron party starts at 8. If you want to buy a VIP ticket, go to our website and click on the link, I want more info. All sorts of great amenities, including an auction and free champagne and past hors d'oeuvres, and access to the event to select your table before general doors open at 9.
All right, before I get all excited, how much is a VIP ticket?
The VIP tables we have left are 500.
So
and we
that's
have
for the whole
about
table?
6 of those left. We've already sold 24. So
And how many people at a table?
10.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
10
affordable.
It's not bad.
Oh, it's
really
not
It's
bad.
not that
That's
many.
good.
Get 9 of your friends to chip in $50 and
Sure.
you're there.
Actually,
It's really
I
not.
thought it was 500 a person, and I was like, that's steep, but I can see that.
Yeah, the tables that have
the
already
table.
the tables that have already sold out are $750 and they went quickly.
Count me in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the two of you and your wives,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Me,
We're
that's,
in.
That's
That's five.
Yeah, we need 5
And,
more.
and you know what? The other 5 are going to be golfers. We're bringing in.
We're all gonna wear golfing clothes.
Yeah.
And if all that,
Five.
and if a VIP
Yeah.
table isn't your thing, general admission tickets can be bought now from a Pussyfooter or at Flirty Girl or Miss Claudia's for $40. You can go online, get them for $45 at the door. $45.
You don't see us. We don't look like VIPs.
Well, you'd be surprised by what shows up for VIP.
It does,
I think
there's,
VIP ain't what it used to be.
there's no quality
in well
check. It's not quality check.
quality
it's simply
control
check.
on the VIP line.
Now, for regular tickets, how much are regular tickets?
$40 now in advance from a Pussyfooter, Miss Claudia's, or Flirty Girl. $45 online now.
Uh-huh.
$45 at the door the night of the event.
All right, all right. So for $50, you can be a VIP if you have
That's
10
right. If you
people.
got-
oh,
if you got
that's
9
a
friends.
bargain.
Exactly.
That's crazy. I want to do that.
It feels like you should charge more.
And the proceeds go to Metro, and Metro provides shelter, legal advocacy, medical care, transportation to medical care for victims of domestic
It is.
violence.
I'm telling you, it's a great program. My wife
great
does
program.
the law. She's an attorney. She does their legal stuff.
Very nice.
Uh-huh.
I need to meet your lady.
And give us the address of your Spirits on Bourbon.
No, we got 615 Bourbon, spiritsonbourbon.com. Keep updated us on Facebook. Tell you what's going on. We'll let you know when everything starts rolling with everything, and it looks like we'll start filming in January.
Oh man, that's it. Please keep us
Yeah.
posted. Come back to Happy Hour and let
Will
us
do.
know.
Do
And
you have
John,
music at Spirits on Bourbon?
We have piano bars every night. We do piano music.
you need a
acoustic
trio. Just a
Yeah.
trio.
You
need a lounge trio.
Yeah. When do you play next, John?
Tomorrow night at Oak Bar, 9 o'clock till midnight.
So tomorrow night,
and or,
that's
5
Friday.
till 8. Tomorrow's Friday, I think.
Friday, November
5 till 8.
22nd.
Friday, 5 to 8, Voodoo Lounge, 9 to midnight, Oak Bar.
Awesome. Everybody, thank you so much. This has really been fun. I really, really want to thank everybody for coming.
Thank you, Graham, so much.
Thank you
Oh,
kindly
yeah,
for
that was
having us.
This was
fantastic.
great.
Brad
Thanks, guys.
Bohannon.
This was fun.
John Roniger and Larisa Gray. Thank you
Correct.
so much,
Thank you.
everybody. The executive producer of our show is Grant Morris. Producer is Graham DePonte, that would be me. Associate producer and technical director is Chris Kehoe. The music director is Christian Unruh. And the theme that you're listening to now was written and is being played by Mitch Foreman. The fabulous audio quality of this show is brought to you in part by PreSonus Audio Electronics. PreSonus makes some of the best audio recording and live sound products, including Studio One music production software, Studio Live digital mixing consoles, Era Studio monitors, and much more. Visit www.presonus.com for more information. If you'd like to be on our show, drop us a line. If you can stay relatively vertical for an hour, our address is on our website. It's neworleans.com. Check out our other happy hours and our other shows. Out to Lunch with Peter Aschuti, live at Commander's Palace. Mindset with psychiatrist Dr. Nick Pajak. Viet Nola, our show about the New Orleans Vietnamese community with the Vietnamese Terry Gross Kim Vu. Midnight Menu +1 with Margot Moss and the Man Who Ate New Orleans, Ray Cannata, and True to the Game with Chris True and Tammy Nelson. And by the way, you can see Chris and Tammy live at the Little Gem Saloon on Rampart Street next Tuesday, November 26th from 5:30 to 6:30 for a live taping of True to the Game. I'm going to be there. I hope a lot of people will come out for that. I think it's really going to be a blast. Keep up with us on Facebook, Twitter, and all that other social media, on all of which It's New Orleans. If you're listening to this on iTunes, Stitcher, or another podcast app, thanks for subscribing. Take a moment to rate us and review us. That helps other people find us. We are recording live today at the beautiful Casa Borrega at 1719 Aretha Castle Haley Boulevard. Happy Hour is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Grant Morris, Andrew Duhan, and everyone back at the INO Broadcasting office, I'm Graham DePonte. Please join us next time on Happy Hour.
Hear that? That's the sweet sound of Minute Maid slushies at McDonald's, turning up your summer with every sip, slurp, and ah.
Get a small sweet peach, blue raspberry, or fruit punch slushie for just $2. Or get any size soft drink for $1. Price of participation may vary. Limited time only. Cannot be combined with combo meal.